Hey guys, Broheen here with another mage spec. We're going to be taking a look at the mage spec for Chloromancer, specifically raid healing. This is going to be the second video I've done for 91 Extreme RT. I want to give him a big thanks because he's letting me, do this for his channel. To me, that's a real big thing. I know he's really pressed on time, so I know he thinks I'm doing him a favor, but it's really nice to be out there and getting these videos out for you guys. So, long story short, the spec is going to be 61 Chloromancer. Fill that all the way up. The 15 in Warlock is for your other tree. We have 5 in Magical Affinity, 5 in Vitality, 5 in Opportunity. And we choose Dominator over here because Transmogrify. You gotta have Transmogrify if you have no other soul tree that you have to put points in. Squirreling people is badass. So, we're going to take a look at some macros. It's going to be kind of split between about 6 different macros. If I could type the word right here, it would pull up the screen. First thing you're going to do every combat, Radiant Spores macro. It's paired with Withering Vine. You're going to show Radiant Spores, suppress macrofailures, cast Radiant Spores, cast Withering Vine. You put that on whichever target you have targeted or whichever one that you need to attack. Both of them will actually spread to any surrounding targets. People will start healing themselves upon attacking them, and Withering Vine is a heal over time, or a hot, some people call it. And by the time it spreads, it ends up doing quite a lot of healing for you, so you want to keep that up every 25 seconds and start off every battle that way. Your main spam, it's going to be a Nature's Touch macro. It's going to consist of showing Nature's Touch, suppress macrofailures, cast Corrosive Spores, cast Ruin, cast Nature's Touch, cast Vile Spores. You're going to have a Void Life macro. God, I got these things all over the place. Void Life is just show Void Life, suppress macrofailures, stop casting Vile Spores, cast Void Life. Third one's a Wild Growth macro. I don't really need to go into that or the Cleanse macro because all they do is just shout that I'm using either Wild Growth or shouting to use Cleanse. There is a Bloom macro, which is your single target heals. There's 3 of them. There's Show Bloom, suppress macrofailures, cast Bloom, cast Healing Torrent, cast Natural Healing. So Bloom is the only one that is an instant with a cooldown, and that one is first because it's one of your heaviest single target heals used on yourself or an ally. Healing Torrent is a cast time, and so is Natural Healing, but Healing Torrent has a cooldown on it as well, so if both are on cooldown, it's going to default to Natural Healing, naturally, no pun intended. So, as far as macros go, that's about all that I have for you. Onto the abilities, you're going to keep Living Energy up, and then you're going to use Life-Giving Veil for your raid healing. Then you're going to use Living Aegis, which is number 61 in the Chloromancer tree for your mage armor, and Nedra's Might to beef up you and your party's endurance, because we all know mages don't have a lot of health, and we die really easy. So we try to negate that, and that's how we do it. So on the bars, you're going to see Resurgence, which is just a short heal over time. You're going to see Living Shell, which is just a small absorb shield. We're going to have our Nature's Touch macro, Void Life macro, Wild Growth, Cleanse, and Bloom macros, along with the Radiant Spore macro. Flourish is an AoE heal. It's a small AoE heal, but with any other kind of damage or heal increasing buffs that your party will put on you, especially in a raid, that actually works out quite well to bring the entire group back up to full health, or close to full health. You have 2 cooldowns. One is Essence Surge, which is your big heal, more or less, and Natural Conversion. You cast that on an enemy, and whoever they hit with their next spell, keyword there is spell, it's only going to work on spells, so don't use it on rogues or warriors. Their next spell is going to heal for 200% of the damage they would have done to whoever they hit. Entropic Veil is a non-global cooldown buff that consumes charge that will increase your damage and healing by 16%. And your other big heal is Natural Splendor, which is an AE heal, AE big heal. Uses charge, and it will heal for lots over a small amount of time. Symbiosis, you can kind of use that very situational. For raid healing, basically what it does is it increases the amount of healing on the target of Symbiosis by 50%. Not really much to it, so the spec is really easy. We're going to go through the rotation once or twice here. So start off with Radiant Spores and your Withering Vine. Start main spamming. So you see the damage ticks. Once you get a hard cast, hit your Void Life macro. It's going to stop casting. You're going to do Void Life twice, and you're going to get 5 Boon of Life. You can go back to your main spam again. Once you start hard casting Vile Spores or Nature's Touch, hit them with 2 more Void Lives. Eventually you'll get an opportunity to proc. When that happens, you basically get a free spell just like that. You can either cast another Nature's Touch with the macro, or you can throw out a Wild Growth just to avoid the cast time. So all it is, main spam till you hard cast, then switch to Void Life, do Void Life twice, rinse and repeat. Every once in a while your party's getting low on health, you're going to throw out a Natural Splendor and the occasional Flourish, and throw on Entropic Veil if you really need to do that much more. I find myself hardly using it, although I probably should, but we're going to cut the video here for now, and I'm going to go find a group where you can actually see some heal over times and heal ticks off the party here, seeing as how that won't happen on a practice dummy. So, I will be right back with a Great Hunt more than likely. Alright guys, so we're in the Codex. I figured I would have found a Great Hunt, but there hasn't been one in a minute here, so we join a Warfront instead, and hopefully we'll see how this works. So I've got all my buffs up, or at least I did. I should. And we're going to start casting. Remember, lead off with your Radiant Spores. There you can see all the ticks. Throw on my HPS meter. In a Warfront, you won't really see the best. You're going to see more your best ticks on in like a dungeon or something, or a raid. You're going to see the good ticks because everybody's taking damage and not everybody's so spread out. Again, your heal over time, or your heals per second, are really only going to apply to people that are hurt. So you can be healing up one person all day long, but it'll only show that you're doing so much. So DPS and HPS meters are not really too accurate. But you can see I'm doing about 14 here with the few amount of people that I have here. Keep your Radiant Spores up. Do your macro, your main spam macro. Once you start hard casting, start hitting them with Void Life. You do that and you're going to max out your HPS. And that's about to it. Use your big heal and your single target heals whenever you need to. And we're going to hope you get the best of luck with your heal spec. It's real fun. Chloros are badass at it. And again, thanks to 91 Extreme RT for giving me the opportunity to do this and get myself out there in YouTube. If you guys would like to subscribe to my channel, all you'll have to do is search Silent Broheen. That's with a Y, SYLENT BROHEEN. And subscribe to that channel. I've got some more in-depth videos with more specs on there right now, but all those specs I'm actually redoing and converting them to go over on 91 Extreme's channel. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the vid. Again, subscribe, check myself out, check more of his videos out. He's got some awesome stuff. Have a good night.